I'm a good guy. I have to do good things and save the world and save people because I'm a good guy. And I'm a bad guy so that I gotta kill everybody around and destroy everything just because I'm a bad guy. Salut mes chers écrivains! How you've been doing? How's your creativity process? Hope that everything's fine and that you have forgotten about any writer's block possible with help of my 2 previous videos on writing that you can watch here. So, in today's video I'd like to tell you how to create any character of your story so that they would be interesting and believable. There's quite a lot of advice on this topic, but there is the one to rule them all. Never create absolutely good and absolutely bad characters. Unless you're writing a fairy tale, of course. We're used to the way a lot of authors and filmmakers create their characters. Okay, here's our hero, he's extremely awesome and good, and he never does anything wrong or bad. Or, well, if he does, then he is forced to do that to save somebody, you know. You should forgive him. And yeah, here's our antagonist, our villain, he's complete asshole. He has no good qualities and, well, you must hate him. And yeah, in most cases, good guys tend to be extremely handsome, while the bad guys are terribly looking or completely ugly. Yeah, just white and black, good and bad, no grey area, you know. Kind of stupid, isn't it? Way better to create a character that is not like 2D, but at least 3D character, yay! Yeah. Well-built, well-created character is the one who is capable to evoke any kind of feelings of support and disagreement in reader or viewer, if it's a movie or a series. And how can we make it possible? Yes, through the feeling of relation, positive or negative. And how can we make the character relatable? Hashtag yay! Based on the real world and real people around us. That's the way to get inspiration from. I mean, like, in any case, most of the characters of your story will be, in that or another way, will be based on the people that you kinda know, or you heard about, or something like that. So, taken from here, from this idea that you have to keep in mind while creating the character that you must base on the real world and real people, we have another 3 things to remember. First of all, there are, as I've said before, the main rule to rule them all. There must not be absolutely good and absolutely bad people. Characters in your story. I mean, like, have you ever met completely bad and 100% good person in real life? I mean, like, probably if you didn't like that or another person from the first sight, if you would have got to know that person better, you would have understood that this person isn't that bad, in fact. And for example, the other person that you really liked from the first sight, if you would have get to know that person, you would have understood that this person had her own flaws and bad sides of the character, that person wasn't that great and amazing, you know, something like that. There is no 100% perfection, you know, in the world. Besides, for every person there is separate types of perfections, let's say. The person that might be a perfection for you isn't the perfection for the other person, something like that. Also, as I've said, there are I mean, like, you have to give your protagonist flaws and good... I'm sorry. You have to give your protagonist, your main hero, flaws and your antagonist good sides of character. I mean, like, it's way more interesting to watch not that flat, let's say, characters like, I'm a good guy, I have to do good things and save the world and save people because I'm a good guy, and I'm a bad guy so that I gotta kill everybody around and destroy everything just because I'm a bad guy. Yay, that's a logic. I mean, like, it's quite simple, but I mean, like, you're not that stupid just to see these believable, because like there are no such thing as this. It's very interesting to watch like two characters that have deep personality, that have their own feelings and thoughts and, worldview. It is impossible to person to be completely bad and for another person to be completely good. Everybody has his own demons, and his own angels, apparently. So, just keep it real, bro. And the last thing, not the last in general, but the last in this, main things to keep in mind while creating the character to be interesting and believable is to give this and that and everybody else of your characters the backstory, so that you would understand this character better. Because all of his actions, the feelings, the worldview that she has at the moment of the story, they all were formed through the experience they had during their life, to the point of the story, if person was betrayed a lot in the past and was pushed aside and just, was considered worthless by everybody, this person wouldn't be that trustful in present, at the moment of the story, something like that. You have to keep in mind that both antagonists and protagonists have their own purposes, and in fact there is sometimes a question, who's the bad guy in fact? The antagonist that started the story by proceeding on bringing his big plan to life, or the protagonist, the main hero, that is kind of saving people but not really caring about them, that is in it just for money and fame or whatever else. And maybe this main hero, the good guy, maybe he's even killing good people that he's supposed to save and protect by himself, because they weren't useful enough or something like that. Also, there are sometimes the situations when the protagonist, like the good guy, by his actions force the antagonist to become antagonist. And who is the bad guy in this situation then? By the way, about fairy tales, here's what came to my mind. In all cartoons and fairy tales we have beautiful, kind main heroes and old, ugly and scary villains. Not long ago I've read an article with statistics gathered while interviewing children about safety and all of that. And there was a question, how do you think a criminal looks like? 95% of first and second graders and half of the questioned 10-14-year-old children answered this way. The criminal is the man in black clothes that is creepy, hiding, walks with a big bag. This man acts strangely, smiles weirdly, lures with a candy. This is untidy 30-35-year-old man looking homeless. And where from children get this idea of villains and bad guys? From cartoons and fairy tales, of course. So here's a practical reason to make bad guys and good guys of the story more realistic and believable. To make our children understand that far not every person that looks ugly is a bad person, and far not every person that looks beautiful on the outside is perfect inside, something like that. Also, maybe people that would be raised on this type of cartoons and fairy tales won't be judging other people based on looks as much as most of the current generation does. Maybe this way there will be way less of racists and fat shaming and look shaming people. Wouldn't be that great? I mean, it would be an amazing way to do that, because who in childhood didn't like Disney, Pixar and other cartoons? We tended to believe what they're telling us. So why won't we create child movies that carry the meaningful core message that may or may not include becoming vegan, because apparently in some people's opinion it's the only way to become a good person with a meaningful core message. By the way, a great way to make your story more like exciting and interesting is by creating an awesome, amazing and extremely likable villain antagonist villain, you know. This way, the viewer of the series or movie or the reader of the book will be pleasantly confused and kind of worried, deciding which character she likes more. But making my characters just like real people will make them boring and uninteresting. I mean, like, do you enjoy reading about some random dude? Let's see. Let's say, for example, Daryl from Walking Dead. He's quite an ordinary redneck. I mean, like, he could even exist in the real world. Not the exact character, but the human with his personality, worldview, and the talents of hunting and shooting things with crossbow. He's quite a real human. But is he boring? No, he's one of the most popular characters of the show. Let's take another popular show of our days, Game of Thrones, the author of which also believes the same thing: there is no black and white. Book series, The Song of Ice and Fire, that lately became the show, the TV show Game of Thrones. Both of them are based on wars that really took place in the real world. And the War of White and Red Roses in particular, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry if I am, and people that took part in this war. So basically the characters of the book series and, well, television series are based on real historical people, at least partially, yeah? So do you, like, consider those characters boring and uninteresting? And also you don't feel anything towards them, yeah? You just don't care about them. You neither hate them nor love them. Yeah? Don't lie to my face, you little liar. Pretty, maybe. You hella do. You either love them or hate them. I mean, like, take Tyrion at least. He's awesome, everybody loves him. And let's take at least, like, Ramsay Bolton. Ramsay? Yeah? The bastard one. Like, we loved to hate him. He was an amazing character. And Joffrey. We just hated him. Because he... Who doesn't know Joffrey? Yeah. And other amazing characters. I mean, like, they're quite realistic. They act and feel like real people. Are they boring? Hell no. All in all, what I wanted to say is that the thing about creating interesting, believable character is, well, just to make this feeling of relation between reader, viewer and the character. The consumer of the story must agree and or disagree with characters' actions and decisions. He must support him, her, or alternatively wish them to be stopped. All in all, character must awake feelings towards himself, and who can you relate more than to a real person? The writer wants to make the story interesting and captivating, and a well-built character can make it possible, you know? Thank you for watching, guys, you're awesome. I hope that I helped you with your character creation process, and everything will be great right now after that, you know. So yeah, if you liked this video and if I helped you, then please leave a like and comment and subscribe and repost this video on any social media possible, if you want to, of course. But if you will do, I will be really grateful, because it shows what you actually feel and think about my videos, you know. So yeah, you can also watch my other videos on my channel. Here's some links, apparently somewhere on the screen, and in the description below. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next Saturday and this Sunday, I hope, with crazy vlog. I hope, at least. In any case, see